So if we try to save our lives, we lose them. Really, life is a matter of losing your life over and over and over again. Seems like we get the message, but it's hard to. Then we get married, we lose our life as free single people. We try to hold on to that life. The marriage doesn't work out too well. Then we have children, and we thought marriage was a big change, and then we realized there was nothing as to the change that happens when we have children. And we lose most of our life to bringing up our kids. And then they go off to first grade, and then they go off to college, and then they marry somebody else, and we lose our life over and over again. Unless we try not to, and then our life becomes absurd. A friend of mine said he went back to the college where he had grown up, and now his daughter was playing rugby, and he went to watch a game. And the coach said, life is different. You come once or twice a year to see your daughter play rugby, but there are other parents who come every week. Home games, away games, they tailgate, and if their son or daughter doesn't get the playing time that the parent thinks they ought to, they let them know. These are college kids, right? Hey, your child has gone off to college. They started their own life. You helicoptering around makes you and your child look ridiculous. But to lose your life is non-trivial. It's hard. I remember dropping my son off at this same college, Adams. First of our children to leave home. And Tricia had been preparing for a year, grieving. I thought that was silly, he was still here. And then I turned away, and he was staying behind, and I was going, and I thought I was going to die. This child that had opened up my heart, and we had this little nuclear family full of us, and suddenly we lost it. Change is hard. Then somebody we love dies. Sometimes it's a friend, often it's a parent, sometimes it's a child. And we lose the life that we had. That takes a lot of recovery from. The simple truth is, if we attempt to hang on to the life that we had, the life that we think we ought to have had and continue to have, then we lose not just that life, which is gone anyway, but the life that we have now. It's only in letting go that we are able to claim the life that we have and celebrate and be grateful for the life that we used to have. It becomes a part of us. But how to do that? How to do that? Where do we find the resource to allow to die that life that had been so precious to us? Even our health, our independence. It's hard. Even our sense of God. Often we think that we know who God is, but then we grow up and our minds expand and our experience bumps us around, and we even have to let go of the God we thought we knew. And I know that many of you have struggled with that, because you come and tell me, but you don't much tell each other, because you think the church is a place where you have to have faith, and you have to believe everything sort of like God is a Santa Claus. And I don't believe that. Hopefully you don't believe it either. Right? We have to let it go. If we try to cling on, we lose it. What's steady, what remains, is God's presence. Not the way we conceive God or understand God, that changes. But God's presence. And for us as Christians, the doorway into that presence is Jesus. The Gospel of John, as we read this morning, folks come and they're looking for Jesus because they're looking for life, for real life. And then John has Jesus tell them, well, if you're looking for real life, you have to be willing to let the life you had die. So if it doesn't die, there's nothing to be resurrected. It's not like the death isn't a real death. Recovering from the loss of somebody we love takes months or years. But if we cling on, it never happens. And what's present, miraculously, as we allow ourselves to grieve the loss of the life that we had, is the presence of God. In our tears, in the comfort we receive from friends, in the spirit that fills our heart, God becomes real in ways which we could not have imagined or expected. So I remember when I was in college, I had amazing friends in the context of the Episcopal campus on the university, the equivalent, the Anglican Society. Tony and David and Anne and Kate. The friendship we had was amazing. And when I left to go to seminary, I could have decided that these were the best years of my life. And nobody was ever going to be friends with me the way they were, which in a way was true. Or, and this is what happened, I was given the grace to trust that if this kind of community had been possible with these people, it would of course be possible with other people. And so I came to expect and to look for community in life. And that's been a really good strategy. And as I let go of the nuclear family we had, trusting that this open heart that I had would be filled with other relationships. So it has happened. And this is not possible to do, for me anyway, without God holding me. That in a way, all the relationships we have are all transitory. But all of them open us up to the deeper reality of God and God's presence with us throughout our lives. And this doesn't stop happening if we are willing. It only stops when we try to hold on. So we come here week by week to be in the company of the people who are letting go of the life that we had in order to be open to the life that God is giving us day by day. And we hold each other up as this happens. And we celebrate the God who is accompanying us step by step along the way.